Welcome to Spacecraft Guide, the channel that goes over the most iconic spacecraft in the world. In this issue of Spacecraft Guide, we're going to work on the shuttle some more, and we're going all the way back to the vertical stabilizer and a part back here, the rudder speed brake. Now, if you are a Patreon subscriber, I have something a little special, a little more in-depth description of the rudder speed brake. So if you're not a Patreon subscriber, now might be a time to think about that so you can get some extra stuff on what I explain about spacecraft. But here, right now, we're going to show you how the rudder speed brake works. And when you click on it, it takes you to the rudder speed brakes page for the Space Shuttle. Now, what you notice about this is the vertical stabilizer. And if you notice, it works like a normal rudder. When you put in right rudder, the rudder moves to the right, which moves the nose of the spacecraft to the right when it is in the atmosphere. It needs air to work. And it also works the same going to the left. Now, this moves about 20 some degrees either way, left or right, for a total of around 49 degrees total. But here's something amazing that this thing also does. It splits. As you can see, there's a line there. So it can be used as a speed brake. And what happens is part of it goes to the left, and part of it goes to the right. 20 some degrees to the left, 20 some degrees to the right, total of 49 degrees. Now what that's like doing is putting your hand out both sides of the window of a car, or putting some flaps out there. You're going to have a lot of air resistance, and that slows the spacecraft down. Now, there's some interesting stuff about this. If we read down here, the lower trailing edge area of the fin, or the bottom of the vertical stabilizer, houses a rudder speed brake power drive unit. Okay, so it's a hydraulic system which opens up the rudder here for speed brake, or moves it to the right or to the left. As you can see now, the numbers here exactly, they move 27 degrees either side for a total, when the speed brake is open, of 49.3 degrees. But one of the things I really want you to look at is the video description. Now this, we have a description. I think mine was good. We have Fred Hayes talking about this. And there are some very interesting things that he had to do to test this, the speed brake system. And like normally they do everything on the ground with an airplane. They burn up the engines and they get on the ground, they test it. They couldn't do this here. It was a glider. So they had some special things that they had to do that they could only do by flying the spacecraft. And they had some very scary things that might have happened. And that's all in the video description. So when you click on it, it takes you to the video. And you can, if you go here, you'll actually hear Fred Hayes talk about the speed brake and the rudder, and figure out how to get it to work and to test it correctly. Finally, we have our extra for Patreon subscribers. So if you're not a Patreon subscriber, now would be a good time to subscribe to the Spacecraft Interactive Virtual Museum on Patreon. So please come, join us, and you'll get more extras like what our Patreon subscribers are going to get right now. That's all for this week. If you would like to use this interactive virtual reality exhibit on the command module, the lunar module, and the surface of the moon, just go to our Patreon page, and the link will be down below.